We are here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is full of strange mysteries, hidden treasure, and sadly missing people. There's tons of stories of cryptid creatures, evil curses, forgotten cabins and graveyards. And this is the Mecca. It's awesome riding down the dragon's tail. But man, is it dangerous. Here's the Cades Cove Ranger Station. This is where all the information is centralized. And this is also where Mr. Martin ran after Dennis went missing to start the search for the lost boy. Amazing wildlife already here in the Great Smoky Mountains. Clearly tons of wildlife, berries, and other edibles for top-notch creatures to survive and thrive out here. So graceful. Not even worried about any of us over here. What a pretty animal, man. Best believe that something's going to be watching them. We are camping at Cades Cove in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. This is a very legendary location. Movies been filmed here. There's lost graveyards, but most infamous scenario out of these woods is the disappearance of Dennis Martin. Sadly, over 50 years ago, the Martin family was camping right here in Cades Cove for a holiday celebration. They stayed out here for a few days and made their way to Spence Field. The boys were playing, and young Dennis tried to play a prank on some of the adults by hiding behind some of the shrubbery and trying to jump out and scare his dad. Well, his dad had his eyes on him the whole time, and little Denny never came out of the bush. Mr. Martin went on a dead sprint, a frantic search for his son. He made it all the way back to the ranger station here with no sign. Shortly after that, there was a family named the Key family that they witnessed a hairy creature carrying a little boy in a red hoodie over his shoulder. Some people think that is Sasquatch. Others say they are the feral people of these woods. The Appalachian Trail is known for creatures like Mothman, reptilians, and even the forest people. And that's where that line starts to get a little blurry. Is it the hairy man? Or is it people that have been out here for generations that have adapted to the wildlife? What followed was the largest search in American history for a missing person. Many people flocked to the mountains trying to find the missing boy. There was horrible storms and bad weather that came in. That wasn't the only thing. The Green Berets filed in, kept to themselves. Over the years, leaks have came through what they were actually doing here. Wow. Got birds, deer, a little bit of everything here. Rumor is the Green Berets came in to wipe out whatever took Dennis. South Force 10, he's from these mountains, and his family was paid to hunt down these feral people. The FBI agent on the case ended his life because it got so messy and dirty. They said there was women and children of the feral people that were being brought out. Other people said the bones of the taken laid in piles in these caverns. It's sad that little Dennis never made it home, and his shoe was the only thing that was ever found. Somewhere out in these woods, the traces of Dennis Martin still may remain. Every time there's a storm, the landscape changes and could be uncovered. Movies like Wrong Turn, Evil Dead, and even The Green Mile show the magic of the Smoky Mountains. Hunger Games shows you how bad it can go if you don't pay attention to the establishment. These woods are very thick, and I can see the Tennessee Titan hiding and thriving out here. There's also stories of a Bermuda Triangle-like area here in the Smoky Mountains. There have been UFO sightings, missing people, monster sightings, and even many plane crashes. Some people blame it on the thick fog and smoke, but others know that it's a weird vibration out here. Cades Cove has many abandoned cabins and graveyards through this park. There have been tons of orbs and EVPs captured as evidence. The steep elevation definitely adds a challenge and some cover to the tall ones. Just a couple years after Dennis went missing, Trenny Gibson was on a school trip to Clingman's Dome. And they didn't know where they were going until the last minute. So that definitely adds to the suspicions and chaos behind the missing person case. But Trenny was only 16 years old, and she went missing on these woods. She was never spotted again, and it adds more mystery to these hills. Another mysterious case is Thelma Melton. She went by Polly. She was at the Deep Creek camp hiking with some friends where they got separated, and Polly was never seen from again. She's pretty old and couldn't go very far, but the dogs and search team sadly never found her. One of my favorite Tennessee Bigfoot stories is from the Carter Farm. 50 Years with Bigfoot, a book by Mary Green, talks about Janice Carter and her grandfather living life with Fox, a Bigfoot that the grandfather saved under a crushed tree when he was a kid. That Sasquatch grew up, stayed generations on the farm, even started a family. Shared a lot of information with the Carters, including telepathy and lots of interior knowledge of the wild people. Janice has talked about her deep mind connection with these creatures. They allow her to communicate through different realms and frequencies. But that didn't come overnight. There's generations and decades of feeding these creatures, holding their hand after dark, looking into their eyes. It takes practice. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of bear sign around here, so you definitely have to beware. Super excited to camp out tonight. They say when the sun goes down, things get weird here. It's already kind of late. I'm a legend tripper, so we doing it. Love how you can see the mountains through the top of the canopy. We are in mud fossil heaven. Fox had a son named Blackie that was really bad Bigfoot. But the wife, she just liked the pink blanket that the Carters gave to her. Fox, he ended up living down in the cellar and just eating out of jars of food. Very interesting. See the mountain up there. I feel like I've already climbed that twice. Definitely some steep drops. Reminds me of the Ohio Valley. The Dennis Martin case definitely has puzzled me for years. And to be at the location that he went missing is definitely eerie. Hearing so many different theories and takes on what creatures are lurking out here. There's only one way to actually find out. That's to put some boots on the ground. This is a cool little downward slope. I'd love to ride a bike down here. But as I go downward, gotta keep the eyes up. Sitting here in the Great Smoky Mountains. Divine timing. Such a magical day at the conference. Flat Rock and I made it through the Dragon's Tail. And now I'm just out here on the trail. Searching for the answers. Trying to bridge the gap. Trying to find some ground on the Dennis Martin case. The most mysterious missing 401 case in the world. And he went missing in the Great Smoky Mountains, camping at Cades Cove. So that's what I'm doing. I've been doing hums, trying to connect to the forest. I actually heard a knock back that way. Literally like 5 seconds before I started the camera. I was taking my hair out of my ponytail, of course. But you can feel the forest and the hills breathe out here. It's truly magical. I'm just so happy to be able to experience it all. Keeping my eyes peeled for animal bones and disturbances in the leaves. You can definitely tell something's been using that, and it is steep. These banks all feed the mouth. There is no reception on this mountain. You guys know about national parks. David Place has done a great job highlighting missing people all around the world. But my good friend Steve Stockton has done a deep dive into the Smoky Mountains. He gave me a copy of his book to do some research. So thank you, Steve. A lot of the information doubled down in depth after I read your stuff. I want to also give a shout out to Dixie Cryptid, Buckeye Bigfoot, Neoma Finn, Stacy Brown, Outcast Paranormal, Carrie and Mark, RPG, and all the other good people I was hanging out with today. I'm carrying the residual energy of us all with us. I heard I go, oh, far up there. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. It's a nice little canopy dome tunnel under the Rose Bay rhododendrons. Evergreen shrub blooms during June and July. This is like a perfect bedding area though, right down there. Thought that was bear scat. It's gonna be getting dark here soon. It's already after 8. Eastern white pine. This tree has seen a lot of things and knows even more. Let me absorb just a little bit of knowledge. Again, tons of fungus and edibles. for the wild man and feral people to survive on. If you guys seen Wrong Turn, the first one, the main character's last name is Flynn. Pretty sure it's Chris Flynn. Same initials. The newest movie really takes a deep dive on the forest people. It's a perfect gifting area. I'm looking for bear footprints. Looks like some shoe marks, definitely. Definitely getting weird out here, and that's why I am being quiet. Ooh, look at this. So dope. Nice little waterfall over there. British Terabithia. So cool. So dark and so bright in some areas. Whew, that's a beautiful sight. The greenery is just so thick. I'm sure during October there's maximum visibility. Black gum tree with some moss on it. American beech tree. Definitely looking for little trolls hiding out there around the bridge. The river, baby. Let's see what's up this ravine. That looks like a cool rock, like a hand rock, you know, that you put your hand on. So thick. The hillside could be prime habitat for a large predator. A bear, a cat. Looks pretty interesting. Definitely looks more narrow than it does on the screen. I'm just trying to peek into the hillsides and be unpredictable with where I'm looking. Pointing the camera one way, looking the other. Sweet birch tree. Plane overhead in the green swamp, that's when they move. Just heard a thump over there. Ooh, that's crazy. So wild. We just set up our tent here at Cades Cove. Me and Kenny are getting comfortable, checking out the maps, studying cabins, churches, and the trails, seeing where the creeks lead, and also reading up on how not to bring bears to camp. I had to bring the Evil Dead Sam Raimi films because they take place here in the Smoky Mountains. Very wild. Beware for a scare. Flat Rock and I are doing an experiment. He's got a high-powered thermal night vision camera, And I'm going to go up the trail a bit, and we're going to see if anything starts watching me. I think it loops around up top, so we'll see. Just try to keep a line of vision on me. See if I can get anything to follow me. That was weird. I just thought Kenny was right next to me. He's not. Could you track me pretty far out there?
Oh yeah, I had y'all away.
Could I have went a little farther, you think, to the left? Or I started cutting up at the right time? Talk about spooky. Cades Cove after dark. When it's thunder, heat lightning. Sounds like something's trampling back there. Alright, so right now I'm going up the hill a little bit so I could put my recording device out here to see what it captures through the night. This looks like a perfect spot to set it up. Let's get it. It's live. Here we go. It's a perfect spot for it. Alright guys, please leave us some good calls. It is the early morning, survived the night. It was a crazy storm, but luckily I was prepared with a tarp, stayed pretty dry. Man, it was wicked. It really felt like some of the trees were gonna crash down on top of us. But I'm gonna come check out these woods the night after. See if anything let their guard down, or maybe if an uprooted tree could reveal some hidden secrets. I already retrieved my audio recorder. Gotta charge it up. Hope it didn't get waterlogged. It would have been smart to put it in Tupperware or maybe a plastic bag, but it was on the go, on the spot. Big old spider web. The rain didn't take that down. Derek Lucan was 24 years old when he disappeared from this national park. There's another story of Mark Hansen that got separated from his crew in the winter. Sadly perished. There was also a woman at Clean Man's Dome in 2018 that went by Misty. That was never seen from again. These hills will swallow you up. The Blair Witch Project, The Descent, Mothman Prophecies, they all touch on this region and lore, and the Appalachian Trail has its own magic and ministry. That's weird. It's like a half decayed and eaten mushroom. Fungus. There's also a cool phenomenon here in Smoky Mountains, synchronized fireflies. People come from all over the world to see these growing lights. What's really cool is last night, the fireflies were around us. That storm was killer. I'm sure some people packed up in the middle of the night and had to leave. Get to see some of that fog in the famous Smoky Mountains. Like this trail every morning, you'd be in real good shape. Your respiratory system would be equivalent of an Olympic athlete. Scott Carpenter is a well-respected cryptid researcher from the Tennessee area. He has had a lot of success using the back camera here. So I think it's a perfect opportunity and chance to test some local techniques. I'll try to maintain my breathing so I'm not that much of a distraction. But this is a climb for sure. And the end of this trail is a descent. You have to put your brakes on. Anybody that's got something to say about me breathing heavy, come on out here. I guarantee I'm in just as good shape, or better shape than 98% of the people in here. Teamwork makes the dream work too, so I'm just talking crap to you guys so I can push forward stronger. There's a really spooky story I heard one time that a kid entered a deep cavern here in this mountain range, ended up going through a portal and showing up in a far distant land where there's another version of his grandmother. Kind of reminded me of the book Coraline. They had to get it from somewhere. Definitely spooky. There's a small indie movie called Mountain Devil. It's based around here as well. There was a TV show named Christie that was filmed in this region. And Cades Cove was actually the set of a movie in 1970. Very magical place. And the homie Mitchell Cole from Black Bottom Studios, he actually filmed a wedding up here. He showed me some cool drone shots of the graveyard footage. looking for whatever we can find out here. We always got good vibes. Beautiful morning in the Smoky Mountains, being able to see that thick mist and fog. We are cruising around the loop now, enjoying the paradise. These mountains were once alive, y'all. Look at this magical view. The Smoky Mountains in the background. This is truly something special. Gotta keep an eye out for the bear. I am trying to see one up close and personal. I also want to give a special shout out to Rick from Forest of Monsters. Awesome hospitality at his booth at the convention. His family was incredibly sweet. He signed an autographed picture for me, and I bought a tree knocker off of him. So excited. So pumped. This is such a legendary location. It's been calling to my vibrations and frequencies for a while now. There's headstones here. This is a graveyard on the base of a tree. This is wild. This is my final bucket list for Cades Cove. I definitely want to raise awareness on the disappearance of Dennis Martin and the other people that vanished from the Smoky Mountains. There's many great explorers here. And even better ideas. So don't let the darkness discourage you. Come find these beautiful locations. It doesn't get better than this. Mitchell Cole filmed this area. I visualized it and came back. Much respect to the bodies that lay under this soil. I'm here to honor you. Smoky Mountain National Park. Visit if you ever get a chance. I'm so glad I did. Extreme white water here in the Smoky Mountains. Nothing more powerful than agua. That is cool, man. That river is raging. I would love to take a kayak or a raft down there with my dad and my whitewater rafting crew. Mazzarella, Euchre. Yeah. Look at this. We found the hairy man. We found it at Bigfoot Popcorn. What a cool place. Wow. In Townsend, this awesome river city here in the Smoky Mountains. You know me, I'm a big whitewater guy, so I'm seeing all these locations like it's paradise. But guys, look at this. Bigfoot Popcorn. I want a job here. Look at this. It's so rad. Very cool seating area. Fresh Bigfoot popcorn. Wow. true wilderness, man. Wow, that is cool. I'm adventuring to a smoke spot here in Townsend. Some guys are fly fishing on the river. Very cool. Hope they have good luck. What is this? Yo, a cave? I was not expecting that. Sadly, a lot of garbage down there. Very cool. Probably goes underneath the road and everything. Looks like this is gonna be my perched up spot. Oh, so cool. Let's see some action shots there. Fly fishing. He ain't gotta worry about no alligators here. So cool. That is majestic. Perfect free entertainment for the outdoors life. He's fishing the pool right before the rapids. It's definitely a good technique. Not that I know anything about fly fishing. Magical morning here. Here we are at the Blunt Historic Tour Swinging Bridge. Very cool. Appreciate the artwork. The chain. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. Nice. Got a little bounce to it. Oh, that's a good one. With the bear too. We're here at Cades Cove in the Great Smoky Mountains. Am I alone out here? Who is with me? Is there Bigfoot watching me? Are there feral people out here? Am I close to any human remains? What can you tell me about Dennis Martin? Who took Dennis Martin? Is there shapeshifters or skinwalkers in these woods? Have any covens of witches cursed this land? The little people of the Smokies, are they near? What happened to Polly? Where is Dennis? Did the Key family really see something take Dennis? Am I safe out here? Is something watching me right now? Will they bother us in our tent tonight? Please leave us some audio on our recorders overnight. No? We're bringing out the night vision cameras tonight. Can you show yourself?
Flesh of the unguided and non-believers fuel this void.
Hey, I'm Connor from Bigfoot Anon, and I'm always on the hunt for the next big adventure. When you're on the trail for long hours, you build up quite the stench, enough to drive any skunk ape or yeti away. Luckily, I'm on the quest now for the solution to all my problems. Yeti Bars. They do exist. Available in tons of different scents and fragrances. Check out YetiBars.net for more and use my code BA10 for a special offer. Clean like a beast. Yeti Bars!